All right, I'm here with Zach Strickland for a carrier update powered by PowerFleet. Zach, what's up, man?
Powered by PowerFleet. I like that.
I know it's been a ring. I stuck with it one time last week, and we've just been going with it.
Nice. So I've got our tender rejection index for the United States of America pulled up here over the last 3 years. So our seasonality chart here, the blue line represents our current year. In terms of tender rejection rate, you can see been very high, but also we comparable to 2018 to an extent, but we are staying above 2018 right here. Now 2018, of course, the year that if you were involved in transportation and in freight, it was like this unprecedented tightness of a year. And so we kind of always look back to that year to say, all right, what does this market look like in comparison to that one? So we do have similar, shapes here across the summer, but we are not seeing like we've thought this would happen. We are not seeing this stair step down, at least to the extent that we saw in 2018. We did see a little bit of this occur in the first part of July after we came out of July 4th, but it is now pretty separated, and it looks like we're almost ticking up a little bit. There's a little line of resistance around this 20% rejection rate that we just can't seem to pass through. Now, one of the big moments here is that we actually fell below last year's tender rejection rate. So we finally have this negative year-over-year comp. For data nerds like me, that's kind of a fun little tidbit. But yeah, we were just above 21% this time last year. And right now you can see we are at 20.85% on the outbound tender rejection index.
As you said, seeing some resistance here around this 20 level. We've even popped up a little bit from the end of last week. And thinking back to 2018 as our baseline, 2018 we saw that very typical seasonality in the back half of the year. Things slowed down and moderated. That's just not happening right now. At least our tender volumes are staying very high. The spot rates and contract rates are high.
Everything's high, right. and they're sticking a lot more so. So it's and volumes. That's the one thing. That's the one difference that I'm glad you said that between 2018 and this year is that tender volumes fell, right. And it was a demand side easing that was assisting with this, along with some of that supply side correction. But yeah, tender volumes are not falling right now. So this is mainly a this is not something that we expect to see dramatic decrease in tender rejection rates, especially here as we're going to talk about imports, with Greg Miller and all that port congestion. There's still a lot of pent-up demand in the United States. So let's look at the map real quick of our capacity trend scores in the United States, see where the tightest markets are in the United States. Typically, I'll throw this one up to show absolute tightness. In the United States, I threw the weighted rejection index up just to give people a sense of where the direction of certain markets are going. And the darker blues here represent where the tightest markets are. And it's not all that surprising that Atlanta, Columbus, up here around Chicago, Harrisburg, and Dallas, all showing some of the tightest markets in the United States. The takeaway here is that this has actually come down a little bit. Savannah, Jacksonville has eased slightly. Ontario, Los Angeles still remains one of the tighter areas. Now I want to pull up another map and show direction. Now this is our capacity trend direction. Now anything in the red there, that's going to be markets that we're seeing tightening. So some form of tightening. We've got Oklahoma City. It's kind of hidden here by the Atlanta height here for the outbound tender market share, but that's Knoxville just up the street from us here. Indianapolis, Kansas City, among the markets that are moving in a tighter direction. And let's go ahead and show the tight markets charts real fast, just to see what we're talking about here. So we've got Kansas City, Knoxville in orange, and then the Oklahoma City here in green. And you can see tender rejection rates. And this is not all that the capacity trend score measures for sure. It also takes into account market balance. So a little bit long-term trend lines as well, not just simply tender rejection rates, but these are probably some of the ones that are sticking out the most significantly.
Yeah, we'll come back to this and look at that trend score map again later on, because there's something I saw coinciding with those dark blues. They were also the tallest markets. We have the biggest markets are also very carrier-centric right now, allowing them to get opportunities there. Zach, thanks so much for your time.